my channel. My name is Susie Dorsey, and today I'm taking you on a journey. Now, lately I've been having some really bad dreams. The kind that, wake you up in a cold sweat, and sometimes I wake up and I'm in the next room, in my guest room, in another bed, and I don't know how I got there. I guess I sleepwalk, but these dreams have been awful. So a friend of mine, actually someone who is usually very critical of me, so I wouldn't know if I'd call her exactly a friend, but she said I should go to a psychiatrist. I'm sure that she meant it in the best way possible. So I think I'm going to go to a psychiatrist. I know this Doctor Shannon. She has a office down the street, just a short walk away, and I already set up my appointment. So I'm going to be going to her, talking to her, seeing what she thinks about my bad dreams I've been having. And maybe she can help me figure something out. I mean, this lady who told me about Dr. Shannon surely thinks she can help me. There's been many times my children have told me, "Mother, you should go to a psychiatrist." They said, "Head doctor," which makes me think maybe they think something's wrong with my head, but I'm sure they just want to help me. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm taking you with me. Let's go. Oh yes, it's so nice to meet you, Dr. Shannon. I guess I can sit here.
Hello, Susie. Please take a seat. Yes, right here on my couch. This is for patients like you. What brings you here today? I know my secretary said you wanted to set up an appointment to talk about some bad dreams that you've been having lately. Now, I am not a dream specialist by any means, but hopefully we can help you and I can listen to you, hear about your family and your relationships, and maybe we can see where these bad dreams are coming from.
Yes, I've been having some terrible nightmares. I'm just awful flustered because of it, and I thought I should come to you and see what you think.
So why don't we just begin? Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself before we talk about the dreams?
Oh yes, well, I'm in my mid-50s, and I used to be married to this nice young man until he passed away. A tree fell on him. We had 3 adorable children. I recently became a grandmother, a very young grandmother. I might add, very young grandmother, as you can tell. And I have a few nieces and nephews. I rarely see them anymore. But other than that, my life has been pretty normal. I was a stay-at-home mom, and now I do YouTube. That's why I have this camera going.
Okay, very interesting. How is your relationship with your parents?
I never knew my mother. She left me on the doorstep of the local church whenever I was just 2 days old, so I never knew her, but my daddy came along eventually, and he took me into his home whenever I was about 3 months shy of turning 18, so he didn't keep me long. Sometimes I wonder if he planned that purposely, because he knew he wouldn't have me around very long. But I married once I got out of high school, so it didn't matter much anyway. But yeah, I was left on the doorstep of church. Woke up every morning to those ringing bells. Ooh, they rattle your brains, let me tell you that. Yes, but the pastor was very nice. I still keep in contact with him. I think of him as my father. And his wife was very nice. She liked to hit me with a wooden spoon every now and then. I don't know exactly why. I was not a bad child. I think she just liked hitting me with that spoon. This was before Child Protective Services, or I would have definitely had them investigate her. But yes, I got hit a lot with wooden spoons. And that church bell, let me tell you, that'll really get your brains rattling.
What about your friends? Do you have friends? I'm sure you do. Oh, you do not.
Oh no, I don't have friends. I think it might have something to do with halitosis. I have had that pretty much all my life. I also have trouble remembering to clean under my fingernails. People might be grossed out about that. I can't imagine why else nobody would want to hang out with me or invite me to parties or date me. I really don't know, so I'm just going to blame it on the halitosis and the dirty fingernails.
What about romances in your life?
Oh, romance. Well, this is sort of a touchy subject with me. I recently tried dating this young man named Jimmy who goes to my church. He's about the same age as me, but he's been married 5 times already. They all died of typhoid fever. So I think that's a little odd, don't you? Yeah. So I had him over for dinner. I prepared this nice, lovely gourmet dinner. And he talked about his taxidermy business pretty much the entire time and about the graveyard in his backyard.
Oh, he sounds like quite a character. I can see how that would be quite disturbing to you.
I went to the doctor shortly after that, just to let you know. Got all my shots. Had the doctor thoroughly check me. He said I was fine. But if I come down with any diseases, I'll let you know so that you can get your shots. But I don't have rabies, which I was afraid of. I don't have them. But I'm wondering if my encounter with Jimmy, maybe he gave me some sort of disease.
Let's get into the dreams. Why don't you tell me a bit about these dreams you've been having lately, and I will give you my best theory on why you're having these dreams.
Okay, so the dreams. So it's pretty much the same dream the entire time. So I'm standing in the middle of this dark room, and there's a bunch of smoke filling the room, and I stand there for about 5 seconds, and then the floor gives way, and I drop into this pool of chocolate pudding, and it's a real Augustus Gloop sort of thing. I'm just floundering my arms, getting sucked into this whirlpool of chocolate, just chocolate pudding, and I'm allergic to chocolate, so as you can imagine, that's not very good. So after I black out in the chocolate pudding lake that I'm drowning in, I wake up in this hospital. This is still the dream. So I wake up in this hospital in my dream, and I've got a bunch of tubes sticking out of me. And then I look up at the doctor, and I'm saying, "What are you putting in me?" Because I'm allergic to a lot of things, just letting you know. And he says, "Oh, it's Jello, liquidized Jello." And so, for some reason, in my dream, I don't care. But I jump out of bed, and I run down the hall because he looks like something that came out of the Twilight Zone, the doctor. So I'm scared of him. So I run out the hall, and I run to this elevator, and I open the elevator door, and I'm in the middle of this jungle. And there's monkeys swinging on vines, there's hunters shooting down rhinos, real stampede coming my way. It's like I entered Jumanji. And then it starts to rain fire. So by then, I'm trying to get out of this jungle. It's not working very well. So I grab onto a vine and I swing through the jungle, and I land on the top of this mountain. And there's a ship up there, or a boat. And I knock on the door, and Noah comes out. And he's like, "Come on in, flood's coming." So I go in, because I'm a good God-fearing woman. And, of course, there's 2 of every animal. And he puts me in with the llamas, nice and cozy. I love llamas. One thing I'm not allergic to. And so we sit there, and then the rain starts coming. Sure enough, as God says, it starts raining. And it rains for 40 nights and 40 days, I'm assuming. And then we finally land somewhere, and I get out, and there is this rainbow. It's very pretty. But then the rainbow starts to melt, and it gets over everything, including me. Then I realize that it is acid, and it's eating away at my skin. So by the time I realize that I'm looking down at my own arm bone, my own skeleton, then I hear footsteps behind me. These very big, heavy footsteps. And I look up, and it's the Jolly Green Giant. He's got a fork, and he's ready to eat me. All of a sudden, I realize I turned into a green bean somehow between the acid and looking up at the Jolly Green Giant. So he eats me, and I wake up in my own home in my guest room. And sometimes I'm holding a can of green beans.
Oh my, that is very odd to say the least. Let me ask you, what have you been eating before you go to bed?
Okay, so what I eat at night is just, a normal thing. I usually make myself a sandwich. That's normal, isn't it? And I put on there some cow tongue. I will also put on there some anchovies, Limburger cheese, and some hot peppers. Sprinkle on a little garlic salt and mustard, hot mustard.
I think that would do it. Maybe don't eat that right before bed. No more midnight snacks. try eating maybe something a little bit lighter before bed, and see if your bad dreams go away.
Oh yes, maybe that is why. You might have something there. I would like to set up another appointment, if that's okay with you.
Yes, you may set up another appointment.
Why are you dragging your heels?
No, I'm not dragging my heels. I just am wondering if I'm going to need therapy after this session as well.
I'll be going now. Talk to you soon.
Goodbye.
Well, that was my visit with Dr. Shannon. I really hope that you enjoyed watching that. Maybe if you are living a similar experience to mine, you are able to learn something. I can't say that I learned much besides trimming down what I eat at night. I might stick to something simple like kidney beans with caramel sauce. I'm sure she'd approve of that. I will see you guys in the next video. If you don't hear from me for a while, you'll know that I did indeed catch typhoid fever and dropped dead. Report Jimmy to the police.